Hey yo, little man.
Little man.
We are here today with Team Lil Man member Danny.
I am little man. You are little man.
We are all little men. He recently top aided a 70-person tournament at Gamers Choice with gadgets. Squeaked in at 8th place, and it was a pretty large tournament. And the winner got an ultimate Caius. So Danny made top 8. We're going to go over his deck profile and maybe talk about a couple of his matchups. So, Danny, go ahead.
All right. So pretty obviously, we have the gadgets. In this build, I play 3 of each. So we have the yellows and the reds and the green. Some people play 2. Some people play 3. I chose 3 for this one because you'll see later that I do play Offering and Solidarity. So we'll get to that. So I do play 3 Machina Gear Frame. This is probably the best card in the deck. When I open this card, I feel like I've already won because just searching Fortress is just so good. And we have the 3 Fortress. This is the boss monster. Won me a lot of games. So next up we have the Machina Peacekeeper. I just play one of these. Honestly, when you set this card, they don't know what to expect in this deck, so they think it's a Raikou. Sometimes they pass, because they don't want to attack into a Raikou. So this, I equip it to, my Fortresses or my Gear Frames if I'm afraid of Mirror Force or something like that. So this card actually came in handy quite a bit.
Well, if that dies after you equip it, do you still get the search?
Yeah, you do still get the search, which is great.
You get the +1 on the, and you get a Gear Frame.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. I play 1 Machina Force. I'm thinking about bumping this up to 2. We'll see how it goes.
Well, why only 1?
Just because sometimes I don't draw Gear Frame or Fortress, and this is dead until Fortress is in the grave. So, or at least it is to me, because I'll never pitch this card for Fortress because it just feels wrong. I'd rather just...
You mean with Fortress?
Yeah, with Fortress in hand, yeah. I'd rather just send it to the grave to get a Fortress from the grave. So I just play 1. I'm thinking about going to 2. Here's another really great card in the deck that I play 3 of. This is why I play 3 of each gadget. This is Solidarity. Boosts by 800 if I have a gadget in the grave. This is really good against decks like Heroes, where I have to get over big monsters that my gadgets usually can't get over. And this also helps with the OTK really well. All it takes is 4 gadgets, which is really easy with Ultimate Offering or something like that. Here's something that I play that not everybody plays. I play 3 Creature Swap. This card has to be used delicately, but it really does work out. When your opponent overextends, you can punish them with this. Even if they just have 1 really big monster and you just normal summon a gadget and you get your plus, and then you just take their monster, and it's very salt worthy.
Did you creature swap anything crazy over the weekend?
I did creature swap a dad, which is very good.
Wow.
Although I didn't have any darks, but
you don't play any darks.
I creature swapped a dad. I also creature swapped a Goyo as well. So yeah,
good.
Some good
so you
stuff.
can creature up the Goyo, attack the monster, and take your monster back.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was very
that's
good.
Just a plus. That's crazy.
All right. So here's the big cojones.
The best card.
The best card of the deck. I won 4 matches with this card.
And at the tournament,
at
you won 4 matches.
Yeah, wow. I won 4 matches. Not everyone knows this, but actually just 1 gadget and 1 fortress with Solidarity is a win with this card. Adds up
5, 6, 7. Yeah, wow. That's a lot. That's
so it's 66.
That's 9,000 damage or something like
just
that.
6,600 with just Fortress and Solidarity. So that's almost game right away.
And you get some pokes in with a gadget.
Yeah,
or something, Your Fortress with limiter is just
game by itself. So I'll even go attack with Fortress, and they're like, okay, take the damage, and I'm like, nah, it's game because I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I can't believe there's some machine decks that don't play this card. Specifically the Lightsworn Machina deck,
right.
Hamster Raikou, Caius, Machinas.
And,
I've seen builders that don't play limiter removal, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing about this card is a lot of the time you just can't do anything about it. Unless you literally have the judgment, it's just really hard.
And then even so, the judgment, depending on what your board is,
exactly. You're still dead. Exactly. Yeah. So this next card, which I'm thinking about taking out, but it did win me a couple of games. Brain Control. The only issue is that I don't play any tuners, and if I don't run into tuners, a lot of the time I have to just give the monster back. But still, this is really good for OTKing, so that's why I chose to put it in. We'll see if I keep it in or not. So we got your standard Back Row Hate, MST, and Heavy Storm. Again, like a lot of my deck is about OTKing. That's how I won the majority of my matches. So these two cards are really great. I find myself setting MST more so than playing it, because when you end phase MST and like have game, it's a good feeling. Next is Royal Oppression, one of the best cards in the format. This is really good for me because I played 9 gadgets and I have Ultimate Offering, so sometimes I don't ever need to special summon to win games. Like, really, like, 1 gadget in Solidarity plus Royal Oppression is really, really hard to get over.
Yeah.
So this is a really great card that I can play 2 of. Call of the Haunted. Pretty much, again, it just keeps going back to being able to OTK. So when I can call the Haunted like a Fortress or something and go for game, that's usually when I use it. Another really great thing is if Call the Haunted gets destroyed and you want to chain it, and then just get a gadget and get a quick plus. Or
are gadgets optional?
Gadgets are... they are optional.
So then you would miss timing.
You would miss timing on that? Okay.
Yeah.
So you would miss timing on that. But you can go plus by just reviving a gadget.
Yeah, on the end phase.
Because it's normal summon or special summon.
Or you can bring back a Fortress.
Yeah, or you
or
can
Gear
bring back a
Frame. Well,
Fortress.
Gear Frame is only normal summon. But
Yeah, Gear Frame is normal summon, but gadgets are both normal or special. But yes, you do miss timing, actually. We have the One Judgment. This is like, again, it's a similar feeling to like setting MST and then MSTing at end phase. Like if you just have this, like you just go for game and you don't have to worry about anything. The only issue that I had with this card is that when I would go for game and I would use this and somehow they would still be alive, and games 2 and 3 especially, I found myself being at low life and then getting Cyber Dragon for game. So that's, but I'm still going to keep it in because...
Yeah, I think you need to.
Yeah, you just need to, yeah. So we have the very standard 2 bottomless 3D Prison. These cards are just almost in every single Edison deck. It's kind of self-explanatory why they're good.
You need the defense in your deck specifically.
Yeah. I have itty bitty gadgets a lot of the time. So we have the Trap Stun. I play just one of these. Again, this is just for OTK purposes. People aren't expecting Trap Stun, so it is really good. Something that I've done a couple of times, which is the next cards that are coming out, is I'll Ultimate Offering and just get all my guys out and then Trap Stun.
Yeah.
And then it works out very nicely. Or sometimes I'll go Trap Stun, Chain, Ultimate Offering, something like that. So that combo still works out very nicely. Some more of the staples for defense: Torrential and Mirror Force, pretty standard in every deck. And then, of course, we have Trap's Dust Sheet, which is just, again, one of the best cards of the format, all staples. And that's pretty much it.
Let's check out the side deck.
That's it for the main deck. All right, so the side deck made
skip the extra deck.
Some interesting choices, but nevertheless, had 2 Cyber Dragon just in case I ran into the mirror match. Honestly, I would side this in too, even against like heroes or just cards that I couldn't get over much, and just, you know, you got to be careful. You don't leave it out with another machine. But you know, if you just have this out and it's like still alive, like you're probably in decent shape. So if you want to just leave that out. This was one of the interesting cards that I played that not a lot of people play. I played 2 Super Pally. I feel like when you go plus off these gadgets and you just have a ton of gadgets in your hand, like the discard one isn't so bad. And especially against Diva heroes, it's really good. So I just kind of clocked in the Ab-Zero and the Gaia in my deck.
Oh, so we do need to go over the extra deck.
Yeah, so that's the one important part of the extra deck besides the obvious Chimera techs. But this is the only important parts of the extra deck. So all of my monsters are Earths. So they work with Super Poly. Even if they have just one hero out, it's really, really good. And then if they happen to have 2 and one of them's a water, then it's really bad for them. So this card was pretty good.
Did you ever get it off?
I did get it off once. Yes, I did I went into a Gaia with one of my opponents, Elemental Hero Ocean.
Okay.
Yeah, Ocean, and one of my cards. Pretty much a standard in the side deck at this point. It's just good against so many decks.
Right.
Probably the best card to hit with this is like Caius.
Yeah, any Monarch, really.
Yeah, any Monarch is really good. This card I did not get to play in the tournament, but I'm truly considering putting this in my main deck. And I'll tell you why. Because with Ultimate Offering being able to get out 5 gadgets, that's another 2,500 damage.
Yeah.
So if you can get off all the 5 gadget attack, and it's not game, like this will push it over the edge. And I find myself a lot just being like 1,000 off or 500 off, and this card can really do some damage. It's at 1 for a reason, because it's a very, very good card. It's both sides of the field that you take 500 for each monster.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
and it
very,
negates all
very
flip
good.
effects, too.
And it negates flip effects, yeah, so you can get over that pesky Raikou.
Yeah, or hamster to get hamster.
Or hamster, yeah. So we got the 2 pretty standard Dust Tornado, just some more back row hate. Another one of my signature cards that not everybody plays that came in handy a lot this tournament, especially No Mana Crossout. Such a good feeling to hit a Raikou or a hamster. Even more so, I played one zombie match, and noblementing a Pyramid Turtle or Mystic Tomato is just it's just so good. It's just such a good feeling.
Yeah, the number of top decks that play hamster Raikou Caius.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you can't knock Caius, but like that's the core.
Yeah,
and knock is just so good.
Yeah, and it's especially good when you're going second.
Oh, yeah.
Because usually they open with set Raikou or set hamster.
Yeah, and allows you to probably summon your monster first safely.
Yeah.
Not expecting a torrential, even if it's a bottomless on a gear frame.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you could go gear frame, summon fortress, and they think they're safe with their hamster or Raikou.
Exactly.
And then you just knock it.
It's a really good feeling. And then I got the imprisoning mirrors, so we got the light.
Shadow.
So this was round 1. I actually did play Fairy Sworn, or Cursia Sworn rather. And so this actually did come in handy. I did win a match with this card. This I'm considering taking out for Consecrated Lights. I feel like these don't affect Value Turbo as much as I would like it. And I had this card out and still managed to lose to Value Turbo. So I'm considering Consecrated Lights moving forward. But still a fairly good card overall.
All right, so if you can remember, what were some of your matchups?
So
round 1 you said Fairy Sworn.
Yeah, round 1 was Fairy Sworn. I do remember playing 1 Pure Black Wings. I remember playing 2 Value Turbo. The 2 Value Turbo were my 2 losses. And I played Frogs, and that was one of the most interesting matches I had was the Frogs. I was triple dupe frogged, but I had went off turn 1 and hit him for 7,000 damage, and we literally sat with triple dupe frogs until time, and I won the match.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if everyone knows this, but when you win game 1 and time happens, you win the match. That's what it was judged.
Well, were they using modern end of time rules?
Modern is when time is over, it's the end of phase. We weren't using that.
Oh, okay.
We were using 0, 1, 2, 3.
And then you won in time, so you went 2-0.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that was it was so weird because my opponent also couldn't do anything. What I feel like he should have done was scooped, because there were no cards that could have gotten over that board for either of us.
So what else?
I played 1 Diva Hero, and I played 1 quick draw machine deck. That was the only sort of mirror match. And I ended up, that was one of the games I limited for game 2. So yeah, those are pretty much all my matches.
Top 8? What was top 8?
Top 8 was 2 Value Turbo.
No, you. What did you play?
Oh, I versed Value Turbo. Yeah,
And
that
lost.
was my second loss.
So okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Value Turbo is one of the hardest for this deck. That and or maybe just the players were good, but I would say that was what I struggled with the most. I feel like when you get Solidarity and a gadget out, and especially Fortress, it's hard for heroes to combo off of that, and the Ab-Zero Fortress Crash is really good on my end.
Oh yeah. Well, especially if you don't have a field flooded with gadgets.
Yeah. If I don't have a field flooded, but that trade off is really good, because if I crash into it, then Fortress can pop something else. So I didn't have that much trouble with that. I would say the biggest one is Value Turbo. That's one of the best decks out there right now.
Yeah, it is. It's really the most popular too.
Yeah, so
awesome.
I'm gonna get in some Consecrated Lights for that Value Turbo matchup.
Well, congratulations on the top. This is another top for Team Little Men. We should have another one of those coming soon.
Yes,
but thanks so much. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll wait. And have a great day. Thanks, guys.